The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Music Biz Common Ground webinar series and our presentation today titled Artist Brands and Direct-to-Artist Subscription, hosted today by Show4me. Before I introduce our host today, and she introduces our special guest, let me just go through a few music biz housekeeping reminders. Those of you who haven't taken a look at the Music Biz 2020 conference program schedule, you can do so at musicbiz2020.com. We continue to add panels, speakers, featured presentations, networking events, award winners every day. So please take a look at that schedule and plan to join us in Nashville from May 11th through the 14th for our flagship annual event. The event draws over 2,200 industry professionals, content, commerce, creative professionals from around the globe. So check out that schedule, put it on your calendars, join us in Nashville for those 4 days. What many call the most productive 4 days on the music business industry calendar. So please take a look at that calendar, at that program, and look at your inboxes for more information as we continue to make announcements over the coming weeks and months leading up to Music Biz 2020. Also, be sure to check our webinar schedule. We have a very robust schedule from now on through June posted on our website under the events tab. So please be sure to check out our future webinars. Our webinars are open to the industry at large, not just our membership. We love to showcase our members and what they are doing. So please, take a look. There's so much to learn from that webinar series. With that said, I'm going to prepare here to turn the microphone over to Show4me. If you have questions during this presentation for anyone who is presenting, please use the questions box on your screen. Mary will moderate those questions and get you some answers on those. So without further ado, you guys are here today to explore artist branding and its power to push your careers to the next level. So Mary is responsible for content and media at Show4me. Mary Ivanova, thank you so much for having Show4me here today. I'm going to let you introduce your special guest and get the conversation rolling.
Ivanova, and I will be hosting today's webinar with Show4me. Today we're talking about artist brands, and we will be talking with the CEO and founder of Show4me, Karén Chiftalaryan.
Yes, hi. Hello, pleasure being here. Yeah.
And we've also invited a musician and songwriter, Dan BG.
Hey, Mary, thanks for having me.
And I will tell you guys what's the plan for the webinar so that you know how we're going to go. First, we will discuss what the brand is. I will just tell you the general idea of what we consider an artist brand, how we find out from managers what that is and how it's formed for the artists. Then we will move on to the discussion with our guests, Karén and Dan. I will be asking them questions about how to best manage a brand and how to build a community, that kind of stuff. And then we will be taking questions from you, like now if you have any questions already, and you can type them in, and at the end we will be answering all of your questions. And yeah, that's the general plan. So let's get started with the first kind of introductory thing. I'm pretty sure that all of you know what an artist brand is, but let's look at the key elements of the artist brand. Because that's something that we need to be all on the same page on. So can we have our first slide? Yeah, as you can see on the screen, I hope you guys can see the screen. If you're not looking at the screen and using the GoToWebinar from your phone, please go to that tab and turn the screen on, because we will be showing a few slides so that you can better understand what we are talking about. So the elements of the artist brand, and a lot of people only focus on the first, and it's arguably one of the most important elements. That's the style of the music that the musician plays. But also, that's not just the only thing that's very important as an element of an artist brand. Actually, the topics of the songs, the lyrics of the songs that are performed by the musician or the band, they're also very important, because that's what the audience relates to, and that's what they're communicating to the outside world, and trying to recruit new fans, and to convince their neighbor and their friend to listen to the music too. Also, the outfits and the attitude of the artist also make a very huge impact on the brand, and they have to be kind of in line with the style of the music. And if they are not, and they are clashing, that can have a very overwhelming effect, and that can be something that was intentionally done, but that can also, if it's not but it will be hurting the artist brand. And the last element of the artist brand is what the artist, the musician, says in public, how they behave during their shows, what they post on social media. Now that we kind of understand what we will be talking about as an artist brand, let's look how you can define the artist brand for yourself, for the musicians that you manage, or for the bands that you manage. The very first step to do is pretty self-evident, but it's actually very important, that you need to list out just everything that comes to your mind when it comes to the characteristics of the music and the style that you have and that you play, and the message that you or the musician and the band that you are managing is trying to deliver. Then you need to include on that list not just what you think or your team thinks about what the characteristics of your music and your style and your genres are. You need also to include what the outsiders are saying about your band and your artist. And then the most important step is to put that list away and to stop thinking about that. And then, because you need a fresh set of eyes to look at that list after a few days, or maybe even a few weeks if you can afford it, you need to come back to that list and pick 3 most important, most relevant characteristics that you will be using to define your artist brand and to actually implement the artist brand in real life. To better illustrate what I'm talking about, I will give you an example of the band that you all probably know. That's Maroon 5. Maroon 5, you can very easily, I think a lot of people who know who they are will be able to identify them and describe them with just a few words. And I'd say that Maroon 5 are hipster, LA, sugary band. Or, for example, Katy Perry. You can also describe her artist brand in just a few words. She's dancey, she touches upon emotional topics, and her visuals, they are colorful. So that's basically like 3 most key characteristics. We can discuss which characteristics are more important and describe that. But the general idea is to pick the few characteristics for your artist brand and then implement them in your actual real life, and to be guided by that, so that people are not confused who you are and what your music is about. So next is implementing the artist brand. That's actually pretty easy. There are not that many steps, but they often are very important and crucial to how successful your artist brand is, because no matter how much time you think about what that is and discuss, and then so first, the most important step is picking the colors and fonts of your band. You need obviously to work with a professional designer, because they know what colors and what fonts will be representative of the mood and the emotions that your artist or the band are representing. For example, we all know that metal bands, they use very dark colors, and they use very heavy, very horror movie style fonts. Then you need to develop templates for your website, for your social media messaging. So that can be visual, but also verbal. The language, the style of the language, it can be either very casual or something more formal, depending on the style of the music. Because, for example, if you're a classical musician, obviously it will be weird if you will be using very casual language, unless that's your style and that's your brand, and you can go with that. But you have to do that intentionally, and it has to be consistent. And then the last step, and usually is the most costly, to create new photos and new media, which is usually video, music videos, in the artist brand style that you've defined for yourself. So that's the end of the kind of introductory part where we're talking about what the artist brand is and how we're defining it. And let's hear from our guests, Karen and Dan. I would like you to try and maybe think of the example of a band or a musician who have the perfect brand, and please explain why you think they have a perfect brand.
Well, let me probably start. Thanks for having me today, Nicole, Mary. Hi, everybody. My name is Dan. I'm a frontman of INDT band. And that's a really good question, because I think that's probably a good way to start the webinar, actually. So I guess that for millions of modern artists all over the world, is very crucial and important to have a reference while they're doing something musical or creating something. And I mean having a reference literally everywhere. So I mean photo shoots, sound design, posting style, and even when they're writing or creating songs, it's very important for artist branding. So I don't mean that artists have to steal ideas or copy ideas. I'm talking about only borrowing some different stuff that makes you better as a musician, makes you better as a performer, and so other stuff. So if you're asking me about the perfect example, I can say I'd go for A$AP Rocky. So I think that A$AP Rocky is already iconic. Songs are playing at the different parties all over the world. DJs play his songs, but he's also the mental leader of the A$AP Mob. So A$AP Mob is the gang of creators, gang of artists, DJs, sound producers, etc. They work and they collaborate together, creating some absolutely amazing stuff. And A$AP Rocky is actually the leader. And if I'm asked to remember something like that in the world, I would say that A$AP Mob is something unique for this world. So moreover, the music he creates and plays, what is more important for his artist branding, A$AP Rocky is actually a fashion icon, I would say. So he builds his brand as a model too, by modeling, by making some crazy, unique photo shoots that you will never see on the artist pages of different musicians and players. So I guess that everybody wants to be like A$AP Rocky, to make some photo shoots like this, or be in the A$AP Mob is the dream of every hip hop artist, especially the young ones. So yeah, I would go for A$AP Rocky.
Okay, thank you, Dan. That was a great example.
Thanks.
Karen, do you have an example of a perfect brand?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. Yeah, sure, I have. I'm thinking about being on business side, like, and to understand the branding as a business. When you're just starting to become a professional musician, you're not like the garage band that just have emotions and a passion for what they're doing. When you're building a brand, you think about lifespan of this brand. So that's why you're getting from garage band to top stars. It's all about branding, and it's really important part. So as an example, I would say, like, my opinion, one of the best brands ever built, like, in the world is Queen band. I hope everybody knows that band, Freddie Mercury. Why so? Freddie Mercury passed away like more than 20 years ago, and this brand is still works very well, and even sometimes even better. And we can say the same thing about some bands which became iconic, and we can see new movies. We can see that Royal Mint issued coins with Queen bands, etc., etc. It's all royalties. So they invested their passion, their work, their everything first in this brand, and then it started to give their return on investments. So I think Freddie Mercury and Queen band and all members are the best example. Thanks.
Thank you, Karén. Yeah, it's true. They are real legends. Music icons have managed to do that.
I I always tell them the same story. So once upon a time, I've been to the concert of my friends of the local band in my city, and I've met the producer there who told me actually the theory that I'm thinking nowadays as well. The theory of 1,000 fans. So basically, when the artist gets those 1,000 true fans, I mean only true fans, that are ready to support him, buy his merch, buy the tickets to his concerts, support his songs, buy his albums. I guess this should be considered as a fixed and winning step for those artists. So, and I guess that the best way actually to do it is to start from your local city or town, because lots of indie musicians make different mistakes, thinking that they can spread their music universally at the first chapters of their careers, but it's not right. You have to start from your local town, from your city, to improve your skills, and then on the next steps, while spreading music universally and worldwide, it will be a lot easier for you to do this with the fan base, with the let's say with the fan background that you already have. So, but basically, I would say that building the artist community is the thing that you cannot control as an artist. So we can only stimulate it to increase by building your career. I mean, constantly, and what's very important, you have to use correct tools for it. So you have to release more music. You have to interact with your audience and fans. You have to visit concerts, especially local ones, and collaborate with those local artists. It's very important. So I mean, like, networking and building a community of your fans is not only about you asking for something, it's about you giving something to your fans, to your people. And always ask yourself, how can you bring the value actually, and will it turn back to you? So be attractive, stay true, just like ASAP Rocky that I've told before. Stay true to your audience. That's why people love him, because he's true. And what is the most important thing, just let your audience know that supporting and helping you and other artists, especially independent ones, is much more easier than they actually think. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
true. Thank you, Dan.
thanks, man.
Karen, do you want to add
Yeah,
anything?
yeah, sure. In general, I agree with Dan. So yes, of
Thanks so
course,
much.
building a brand, it's kind of hard work. At the start of our webinar, we saw this small action plan on how you have to start building your brand. Yeah, it works, but it works. It's just a really first step of building a brand. You have to do this. Without like this initial theory, you cannot go further, of course. But at the same time, after you became you're standing on the first stage, you have to understand that you have to be different from others. You have to be different. You have to be involved in what you're doing. You have to involve audience. You have to make everything to build your audience. And regarding it is really interesting theory. I heard about that was mentioned by Dan regarding the 1,000 golden fans or super fans or true fans. We can name it but the idea is, of course, it's not just occasional listeners. It's not occasional followers on Instagram or on Facebook. It's the true fans that spend money. And building your brand is almost the same thing. That it is a business. It's not kind of building for nothing and for no aim, for no goal. You're building your brand just to become a professional musician, to do what you love and to earn money from what you love. So you're becoming a professional musician. And actually, and basically, that's what we're doing at Show4me. We're trying, and we're not trying, we created this direct interaction between true fans and as an end consumers and musicians, music industry, who produces this emotion. And nowadays, it's not so easy like it was in times of Beatles or Queen or Rolling Stones. At these times, it was much easier to go ahead because there were no such big competition. Now we have a numerous number of different bands, and people can create music on their knees at their homes. And you know, there are two sides of the coin here. On one side, yes, it's easier to spread information about your band around the globe, but at the same time, the competition is really high. That's why building your brand is not just in few steps. That's my opinion.
Totally
Thank you,
agree.
Karén. Yeah, very useful. Yeah, but in order to build the community and to reach out and to create the brand, that actually requires quite a hefty investment. So guys, could you talk a little bit about the financial side of building a brand? And a lot of musicians think that it's expensive, and then just like you said, musicians, they it's kind of not asking for money when you're actually performing and people are paying money for tickets or music. But a lot of musicians often say on social media and in interviews that they hate asking for money. And how do they go about that? And can you give your opinions on that?
Okay, I'll start. Yeah, I'll go from business side again. So maintain like an investment into your brand. Yeah, sure, you have to invest. You have to invest when you're trying to become a professional musician. That's why you differ from just garage band, as I was mentioning before. You have to invest, but you're investing and you have to see a real feedback from your fans. If you're doing investment into this brand and you're building a brand from the business side of you, you have to understand that this investment have enough feedback. If you don't have feedback, it means you're doing something wrong. You have to just rethink everything and go ahead with different project or change something in your attitude or in your style work or in your planned action plan. But at the same time, the main thing, you have to invest, but you're investing money and you're waiting for return on these investments. And that's what you have to keep in mind as a DIY musician, first of all, because when you're DIY, there is no guys who will do this business part for you. You have to learn and to understand how this business works, and only using your brain and using your approach, good business approach, you can become this professional musician. And then later you will get royalties for all your life, during all your life, if you succeed in building this brand. That's why it's not so easy as it can appear. Yeah.
Thank you, Karén. Dan, do you have anything to add?
Oh yeah, sure. I will go from the creator side, let's say like that. Let me ask you guys, everybody who is online listening, the question that you answer in your head, and then I will answer. So how do you think, how do actually independent artists actually manage spending more money on their music than they earn from it? And I can answer right away. Actually, I think this is pure love. I mean, pure love for the music you do, dreams you follow, and the skill, very important skill for all the indie musicians. You have to have a skill to enjoy little things, really, because without that skill, it's really impossible to do at least anything. But unfortunately, all of that I've told above, it all can vanish with time, and living musician like all by himself against the crucial world of music business and industry. And from my own experience as a musician, I can say that music business is some kind of unique business you actually get the less you believe in yourself. That's how it works, for example, with me and with all my friends musicians. So on money side, that you've told before, it really touches the most. And I can say the paradox, but living in the era of numerous ways to monetize your music, it gets really even harder to make money from music. So here are some reasons that I've just thought of. So first one is that everybody actually has a chance. So like you have lots of content, lots of people, anybody can be a musician nowadays, famous YouTube blogger, Instagram blogger, like anyone. The second reason, I guess, is all of the ways of actually making money with music are completely messed up and located in different locations. For me, like personally, it takes a lot of time and effort and money to discover all of them. Like, I mean, I have to upload the videos on one website, upload the music on the other side, and put the content on the third website. So it takes a lot of money and pressure, especially as a for musician. And I guess the third one I'll go for, it's just too much unprofessional content, isn't it? So it's like too many fast food music and fast selling hits that like become nothing in a couple of months. For example, it works well with electronic music and hip hop music when the song just hit the Billboard Hot 100 like 2 months ago on the first place, and then in 2 months nobody even remembers the name of the song. So it's very strange. And I have a small list, very shy list of things that artists usually spend money on. Let me just tell you about it. So first one, recording, mixing, and music, creating content and art, paid promotions in social media, education, concerts organization, hiring the professional team, buying new instruments and equipment, plus fixing old from time to time, shooting official videos and snippets, buy plugins and programs to write new music, rent a space for rehearsing, and even playing free gigs. So just imagine combining it with regular life problems and life expenses. Mary, should I continue?
No, we get it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan and
Not at all.
Karén, for answering this question. Yeah, we understand that musicians can be having a really hard time when it comes to financing their, the beginning at least of their careers. I would like to remind everyone that if you have any questions throughout the presentations and the answers that our guests are giving, you can answer your question. You can ask your questions in the box here in the webinar window, and we will be answering those questions later. And right now, I have another question for our guests, Karén Chiftalaryan. I will remind anyone who might have just joined. We have Karén Chiftalaryan, the CEO and founder of Show4me, that's Music Interaction Network, and Dan BG, who is a musician and songwriter, and incidentally, he uses Show4me as well for his music. I hope that he will tell us about that a little bit later. Right now, I would like to ask our guests, I'm not sure who of you will want to answer this one because it's a difficult one. Musicians, they, when building their brands, they face quite a few challenges, some of which you've touched upon already. But we all, being in the music business, we all understand that how that goes. Maybe you guys have any solutions that you can offer to musicians and their teams, how they can overcome the challenges.
Well, actually, I can offer one.
Okay.
If you don't mind. So
then I will join you. Okay.
Oh, thanks. By the way, Karén, pleasure to be here with you as a creator of a really cool network that I basically use almost every day. So I'm an active user. So thank you for creating such a great one.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for such good words. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a feedback from real users. So why not? So let me just, Mary, let me explain you and tell you one story how I actually found and managed to be here today. So basically, story starts in May 2018 when me and my band, INDT, as you can see on the screen, if you can see it, I hope so. We have played one of our biggest live shows ever. It was a presentation of our brand new album Palace. Let me show you. So this one with the pink cover. It was our new album and the presentation for it. So the recording process, the video shoots, photo shoots, collaborations with new artists, rehearsals, and the concerts itself are still, like, I can say, one of the brightest and fantastic memories I will save for all my life. But despite that, we faced a lot of difficulties on the way of doing that, actually, and I would like to tell you about them. So at first, as I remember, we wanted to organize the tour that would have included several cities. And the only problem we've actually faced with guys that we didn't know the actual demand for our concerts. So we were like, I can say that we were literally blind and had no idea about how we can track the fans' activity in the nearest cities. So that's why we've actually declined our tour. And as a result, we've played only the presentation that I told you about. And we've played several festivals in that summer. So the second one is that I guess we've spent too much time during the concert preparations. So actually the venue we've played was full of people, and the concert we've played was actually one of the best, as I remember. And that's for sure. But we haven't got all the amount of money we've expected, and we were not ready for such income. So like, we had absolutely no tools to track the ticket sales, and we had no ability to check it for sure. Like, we just come to the office and the guys show us the statistics, the stats. We cannot like go into their rooms and open their computers and see the real stats we have. Yeah, so actually the third one is low payouts and revenues for the album. I mean, for streams and for sales. So the album Palace, it has been uploaded to all the streaming services, and but actually it gave us absolutely no effect in sense of money. So I guess we were recording it for 1.5 years, I guess, and like for 2 or 3 weeks we still had no results, had no effect. So just my friends, they told me like, yeah, we stream it, we listen to it online, but the closest income, actually, the income and first results, we were expecting them for like several months after the release. So we just like get unmotivated by that stuff. And the fourth one, I guess, but not the least, is the fan base. So I realized after the concert, I actually realized that after 4 years playing together with guys and with INDT, we still didn't know the exact number of our fans that really support us. And it's really too hard to find them, those fans, I mean, those loyal fans that Karén told about, between just occasional listeners occasional followers on Instagram and accidentally subscribed people and accounts that like there are lots of them on Instagram or Facebook. So you cannot track your real fans. You cannot know who's the real fan or not. So let me show you. And then during the recording process of actually for our next release that is called On Cloud 9, here you can see it right here in the discography. It's the new one. So during the process of recording this album, I was thinking of the way we can solve all these problems. And actually, by the time we had like 150,000 streams on Palace, and I guess we got nearly like $600 for like 1 year after the release. Like imagine 1 year. But actually, the numbers are not too bad for the local band, but it took too much time just to get the stats and to get the first income. So we totally like even forgot about this.
So you got your first income just after 365 days after you actually launched the album.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah. And after that, I just while we were recording on Cloud 9, I made research and registered. I guess like that night, I remember I registered a lot of websites, and Show4me actually was one of them. Let me show you just the main screen for you to understand what I'm talking about. So I guess I'll go here. So like Show4me was one of them, and the reason I've marked Show4me is just because of the catchy design and cool interface. So every time you do something, at least like as a creator, every time you go to this it's to do at least something. It goes and tells you like, go create a campaign, go to discography, like upload some albums, post something in your feed. So I really like that a lot, and I've decided to try it more. So I've actually contacted the guys from Show4me personally, and I asked them if I can release my album exclusively on Show4me, only like for it to be only on Show4me, and rebuilt my like own artist brand a little bit, just because the new release contained new sound, and we had an idea actually to record this album with different hip hop artists from all over the world, and the results, like I was surprised, but the results were even too fast for me. So on Show4me inside the network, for like less than 2 weeks, we found 3 artists from different parts of planet who agreed to collaborate and even record the tracks together with us. So the guys were like from Melbourne, from Los Angeles, and New York, and I was really excited because like I've never done something like that before. I've just searched here in Discover and I found those guys. So I've never done something like that before, and we've decided after that happened, like I was so motivated that I've decided to focus really with this promo campaign for this album. I've decided to focus on Show4me because we found out that the platform supports, I mean, the true fans that we've really been searching for after the concert. And I've tried to manage, I've tried to track all of those fans. And actually, I found a place where I can do that. I can do that right here. And so how it works, like people choose their favorite artist and just subscribe for this artist like $1 per year. But every fan that subscribes, for example, I have 106 fans subscribed to my artist club, but like 100 of them are premium subscribers. So what they get, basically they get, they can listen to all the music online for 1 year. I mean, all that I have, but still if they would like to download it and listen, as you can see right here, they have to buy it. So actually they can also write me the direct messages and participate in my private parties if I can like do one for them. So after like finally we've released the album that we've been recording for like half of a year, this one, I'm really proud of it. I like the sound of the album. Hope you all enjoy it after the conversation. So after we've just released it, for only like 2 weeks, it was some kind of miracle, but we've got 100 people, those 100 signed as the premium members, and almost like half of them, I guess 60, bought our album. So imagine, like, Mary, you asked me about a year.
Yeah.
So we've made more money for 2 weeks, more than we've did like for 1 year with the album Palace. But it contained
Mm-hmm.
even more songs, and we made a presentation of it. So, but here we had less promo, but still for 2 weeks, only for 2 weeks time, we got more money than we got on Palace, and that's awesome because this kind of feedback, if you can feel me right now, is
Yeah.
much more available for us as for musicians. So this
Yeah,
is
it's more
not,
immediate.
like, this is not just an Instagram comment or Facebook message, like promising, like when people just promise you to listen later. I
Mm-hmm.
like Show4me because people just go and do it right here in the live mode, so they can see all the songs in the live mode. They can listen to them without using some third-party applications or services or websites. They just go and listen, or even buy, like half of our fans did. And this is like, I guess this is awesome. This is much more valuable for me as just a comment or just a word. So, and which is moreover very important for us, that we can see it in a live mode. So all our moves, we can see the stats in the live mode, how people listen in, how they react, and etc. So without actually the need to visit some different websites. So this is only motivation for us to build a brand, to build an artist brand, as we're talking about right now, to post something exclusive to those guys that signed to my artist club at Show4me, to share
Mm-hmm.
something new with them. So maybe from time to time, I just send here some demos of new songs and asking their opinions about that. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that
and
sounds amazing.
yeah, absolutely. And then what happened? In August 2019, we did actually the concert using Show4me. And
Mm-hmm.
as a result, like, it was amazing, just because for the first time ever, I've never imagined that it could happen actually, but for the first time ever, we could have tracked, and we've been tracking, we've been controlling even our concert campaign without like any hidden fee. So we've seen it in a live mode, how tickets are selling. So if I saw, for example, that the tickets this day are selling bad, I knew that the next day I should post something motivation, post some motivation, post some posts to my followers and fans, for them to remind them that concert campaign is on the way and they can buy tickets. So I like that a lot, and we've been tracking and controlling it. And I like that we've been tracking it without any hidden fee from Show4me. So everything was on the surface. I knew all my expenses. And as a
Mm-hmm.
result, we've sold, I guess, some kind of 120 tickets, as I remember. And I liked a lot that we've made zero investments from our own pockets. So
We
actually, like,
hope we hope you
yeah,
can
yeah,
hold more concerts
it's
for sure for me.
believe me, it's true. Like, we made zero investments just because of the Show4me system. When fans pre-order their tickets, and we just after the confirmation point is done, after like we cover all our expenses with those tickets, we just withdraw the money and go and play the concert for them. So it's awesome, I guess. And we made the profit actually from that concert. I don't remember the numbers, but actually it's not some kind of huge amount of money. But it means a lot to me personally, to us as a band. It motivates to release more music, play more concerts. Like, I cannot say that we still don't use streaming services or other social networks like Instagram or Facebook, but still, for sure, like, main focus will be on Show4me right now. So after those things happened, I consider it's the best solution for building personally my
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. And with that concert, at least
Thank
you,
you for listening.
yeah,
Hope
at
it,
least
hope my story wasn't too yeah.
it was great. I think everyone enjoyed it. Guys, if you want to listen to dance music, go to showforme.com/IND. That's the name of the band, and
Oh,
listen
thank
to the
you.
music, and yeah, and support it, just $1. And you can listen to all those amazing tracks for a whole year for just $1. That's not a lot. Okay, so we've heard about the solution to the challenges that musicians face from Dan and his vision. Karen, maybe you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I'd like to add something. So first of all,
Just a second. I'm sorry. Can I interrupt you just for a second? I just want to let everyone know, our attendees, that we are tracking the questions that you are sending in, and the first questions are starting to come in. And if you have any more questions, you can type them in the box here in the webinar interface, and we will be answering them shortly. Yeah, and now, Karén, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Honestly saying, thank you very much, Dan, for such a feedback. And we're trying to do our best to give these opportunities to DIY musicians as well as to music professionals, record labels. So mainly, we're focused on super fans. Show4me, and we have many amazing companies in music industry, like Spotify, it's amazing company, and Deezer, SoundCloud, and others. But it's we have completely different model. We are focused on super fans, and not answering the question, adding them. It's very important to have the super fans, because super fans, according to all stats, they generate up to 90% of profits for musicians. And that's why it's really important part to be in touch with your musicians, with your real fans, not occasional listeners. I wouldn't say that Spotify or streaming model in general are bad models. No, it's not bad. It's different. It's completely different model, and it's this model aimed at, let's say in simple words, it's online radio in general, and Show4me it's something more. It's kind of your direct interaction, your direct support of musicians you love. You understand, and you get exclusive content, you get exclusive invitations to different parties, to different intimate concerts. So you're a fan in all understanding of this world, in general understanding of this world. So that's why it is really important to build and to understand your community of real fans, and that's what we do on Show4me, and we're trying to do our best. So, and thank you, Dan, for such an amazing feedback. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for creating.
Oh,
thanks.
Nothing to add, honestly saying, because you told everything.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's actually really great, because I know you guys really love talking about artists and branding and how to, like, make music profitable and make musicians happy and be able to actually make profit from their careers and not have to work a day job in order to be a musician. But we actually only have 10 minutes left, and we have a few questions from the audience that we will have to answer. Guys, the audience, if you want to ask a question, you can type it in still, and we will be able to get to that question, hopefully. Right now, we have the first question from Matthew, and I will be reading the question. The question is, one of the questions that I've been thinking about is changing the perception of the need for artist branding. Artists and labels, especially from DIY and local scenes, may not feel the need to place importance on their brand, choosing instead to focus on the music they make and the communities they play in. How would you go about pointing to the benefits of focusing on their brand, or demonstrating how platforms like Show4me are attractive and beneficial to their success?
Can I start?
Yeah.
First of all, those guys who are telling, like, don't do a brand, make music. Sorry, I don't want to say these words, yeah, about them, but they're not good guys, let's say so. Why? Because I was mentioning before that nowadays it's much harder to get noticed. it's much harder to become a popular musician. It's much harder to even to find this golden thousand of fan in your local town. I mean, and you always have to start from your local town with your friends of your friends, etc. But you have to stay with brand because it differs you from garage band. When you're thinking about making living from music, you have to become a businessman as a DIY musician, or you have to find a record label and sign with them a contract and just play music. But believe me, sometimes it's better to stay DIY. Sometimes it's better to sign a contract with record label. It depends on terms. It depends on conditions of the contract. And we know. I'm sure you all know many examples of not really good results in working with record labels, and at the same time not really good results in working with as a DIY musician. So you have to build your brand in any case, and in any case, you in future you can change a record label. Next album can be issued by another record label, but your brand stays with you always. And even if you'll become an indie later on, when you'll become a popular, you will want to, I don't know, to create an album by yourself without any kind of record labels, but your brand will stay with you. It's your capital. The same I can say about your true audience. The same I can say about super fans. They are your capital. And on Show4me, we're trying to explain this to DIY musicians. We're trying to work with record labels and to give this understanding that it's really important to increase this capital, like, I mean, fan capital, because it is your capital as a musician. That's my ideas.
Thank you, Karén. I hope, Matthew, thank you for the question. I hope that answered your question.
Maybe Matthew have like additional question. I will be happy to answer.
Well, at least not in our questions box. If anyone wants to answer, to ask the question, any questions, you can type them in. We have actually a question about music licensing. What's the best method to go about that? But this is actually not what Show4me does. So I guess that's we'll skip that question.
No. Music licensing is our plans. So, and we plan to. We have a really big surprise regarding music licensing, and this information is confidential for the moment, but we're working on it. And nearest future, you will hear from us a solution, a really amazing solution for right distribution for all related parts of this process.
Oh, that's excellent. Because
maybe you can read a question.
Well, the question actually is, it comes from Dimontre Odin. Thank you, Dimontre, for asking the question. What is the best method to go about getting an artist's music license to be placed in commercials, TV show, movies, etc.?
What's the best?
Yeah,
first of all,
well, there are actually a few ways one can license music, and that that's not currently what's happening in Show4me, though. So
I understood the question. So the best way to do this is to find right guys who can promote directly you. It's not about uploading to some kind of websites or platforms that give you like promises that they will sell your music to some movies and etc. No, I don't believe in it. maybe sometimes, but it's the same like winning a lottery. So it's still building your brand. More famous you're becoming, more chances you have to be involved in kind of movies and rest stuff. So that's the answer.
Okay, we also have a question from Alex, but it doesn't really show up. So we actually only have 3 minutes left. Maybe I'll just remind everyone that we're listening to Karén Chiftalaryan, CEO and founder of Show4me, Music Interaction Network, and also Dan BG, who's a musician and songwriter, whose band identity you've just all watched, and we encourage you to subscribe and contribute to his artist club with premium membership. Yes, and also, guys, you can create a professional profile on Show4me for music professionals and explore all the features and tools that Show4me offers to musicians and music professionals to monetize their music, to build fan communities, to crowdfund concerts, which Dan explained on the example of his concert that he was able, without any investment, to actually put together a concert where people bought tickets to his show, and he used those money to pay for all the production process, and he did not have to risk any money in order to put that show together. So I guess
we're running out of time, it seems to me. Yeah, we have
I
2
guess
minutes.
we only have 2 minutes left. So, if you have any final concluding thoughts.
I just wanted to say, like, we will be happy to answer any questions and to get in touch. I'll be there also at South by Southwest exhibition in nearest future. So come to our stand, and we will be glad to speak about any topics you would like to speak with us. Just wanted to mention this. Sorry, Mary. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's important. Yeah, we will be, Show4me will be at South by Southwest in Austin this March, and our booth number is 1730. So you can catch us there, and you can talk to us about the Show4me and all the opportunities that Show4me offers to musicians. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It was very nice to. Just a second, do we have? No. Okay. It was really nice having everyone here. Thank you, Music Business Association, for having us. Thank you, all the attendees and everyone who contributed with questions or just listened to us. And we invite you very cordially to join Show4me and try it out. And yeah, I guess that's it. And everyone have a great rest of the day.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Show4me, and thank you for all who attended. We hope to see you back on the webinar series shortly. Have a great afternoon.